What's up, y'all? This Mitchell and Mitchell.
Sip and spill. Your boy Ed is right here with my girl, Kimmy Kim
I'm
Kim.
Kimmy Kim.
What's good
What's
with
up? How
yourself?
y'all doing?
How you
I'm
doing today, Kim?
okay, and how are you? How about that?
I'm fair for a square. You heard me? Fair for a
Yeah.
square. Feeling good. You know, it's so funny. People say, if I had my hand, I cut. If I had your hand, I cut mine off. You heard me? You know how they say
Mm,
old school players and stuff like that.
yeah.
You got the best hand, baby. They say, what's
Okay.
going on? What's going on with yourself? I heard guys say, listen, ain't shit shaking but the leaves in the trees, and they wouldn't be shaking if it wasn't for the breeze. You heard me? That's where I'm at right now. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
So that's
Uh,
what it is. So,
all right.
but
Well,
it's
it's
good to see you.
always a
So
pleasure to be right here with you doing our little show, doing our what we do.
I see the
You
little
know.
yellow, the little dot, the little.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just got home from church.
Did you? Was Pastor Levon clowning today? Was she doing her
Yeah,
thug thistle?
she was doing her
Evangelist?
thing. You understand me? Have you damn near when you cough and you want to check your ass? You heard?
Right. You so dumb. You are not. You are
That's
not
when you say
intelligent.
she make you loose. You heard?
Right. That is so dumb. You got your. You so. When I tell you I wasn't ready for that one.
Are you ever? Are you
No.
ever? You don't know what's gonna come out my mouth.
Hell to the no.
No,
To
I
the
can
no,
tell
no,
you,
no.
me neither. Just
Right.
anointed,
Listen.
talented, given. Let me go ahead and toot my horn for 1 second. Bad. You understand me? Millionaire status always coming right now. Come for. I'm a go getter. I'm a grabber. I'm a reach at you. I'm gonna come to you. I'm a lot. Own it.
I'm not. When I tell you, I'm gonna let you hit that one. That's amazing. You gonna let me have that one? That's amazing. So
Hey,
today,
listen, y'all. Go
I
ahead.
have.
Go ahead. Tell them what we finna talk about, Ed.
Well, we always, as we always do, we have conversations, and so a lot of the conversations we have, kind of trickle into our shows, and
Yeah.
which makes us. It kind of sparks an idea or whatever, and I think that's basically what our chemistry is about. Basically, she'll say something, I'll say something that we kind of navigate waters together. And
Right.
so we were talking before, and she has her mind is so fucking vast. And so we were talking about background checks. So then we're gonna talk about background checks. I'm gonna have Kimmy expound on that backdoor double dipping, and when should you bring a date home? Like, we're gonna try to tie those all together. And I do have a question. So just so that we're on the same page as Kimmy Kim with the Kimmy Gems, when you say background check, what pray tell are we referring to? What are we looking at? What angle are you coming with that? Because that's the thing. I always want to know what angle you're coming from with that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start off and I'm gonna go there, but I'm gonna go in my head where I'm at, and I'm gonna start with backdoor double dipping, what
Okay.
that means, okay, and
Okay.
then I'll work my way. So I like, I have my own language, guys, but I would definitely be understood because that's how it comes to me, and we all do. Like I understand it this way. We all learn in different ways. But to me, backdoor double dipping is like, and Ed and I had this conversation not just recently about how you leave a situation and then you go back to it. And the reason why you go back to it is because you never closed it all the
Mm,
way anyway. You kind of left the door open. And then when you get back in there, you say, I ain't doing this no more. And then you double dip into that again and
mm-hmm.
again and again. And that's pretty much how we do in our life about things.
Can't double
And
triple
I
dip them
just
down.
feel like I want to hear what you all have to say, but I just call it backdoor double dipping. If you make a decision in a career to move on and you know that you got this talent, but then you get scared because it didn't work out in that particular position. So you dip back and go back to say, well, I got this talent, but that ain't where you really want to go. So you go back and then you double dip in there. For
Mm,
example, I could be in any type of field, but what I really want to do, passion, is to be able to help other people. So I need to put myself in that position to be able to do that. I
okay.
cannot do that if I keep going back. Well, we do
Okay.
that a lot in relationships. A lot in
Okay.
relationships. You close the door, you know that it's done, and you say that it is. But sometimes we reacting off and we moving off hurt, and then we backdooring it. Well, what makes that bad or good or indifferent is that it just stops your growth.
Hmm.
And it's in your life you should be thinking about moving forward and growing.
Just
So
stagnation, you're saying? Like it's
yeah,
kind of
you just get
stagnant?
you get trapped and stuck. and you don't have the courage to move on, you just stay there. You simply just stay there. And so I just feel like backdoor double dipping is something we all want to close and shut the door, not leave it open at all. Shut it, close
Would
it,
you
and
say?
stay.
Would you say it's something like, I guess it's a comfortability level, or like comfortability, or what do you call, another word we use, like when you know that thing, or you know that person, and so it's like you're basically comfortable, or you are accustomed to that,
Yep.
and I guess
Mhm.
it's like a safe what do you call it? It's like a comfort zone. So that you think
Right.
that's
In order for you to reach where you need to go, you got to get uncomfortable. And a
Mhm.
lot of us be comfortable. And even though we don't like it, we'll be comfortable in that because we know what to expect with that. We know how that's going to be. But the actually stepping outside of that comfort zone, you don't know. So you just continue to stay in there, but you don't
even,
grow.
even if it's whack. So you saying even if you're in pain, people say they kind of remind me of that story of Les Brown. You ever hear that story of Les Brown talking about the dog was whining, and the guy said, why the dog? Why is he whining? What's wrong with him? And the guy said the dog is lying on the nail, and he was like, well, why won't he get up? He said he's too lazy to get up. He said apparently the pain of the nail ain't bad enough for him to get up off the nail, but he's just gonna sit there and whine about the pain of the nail. So that kind of is that I'm trying for my own. Is that kind of what
Yeah,
happened?
pretty much similar to the subject we was talking about yesterday about the pastor couldn't get up out the chair to preach because his back was hurting so bad.
He would not
But
get
the
the. He was too.
pain, but his life changed when the pain, he was like, I don't want to deal with this. The pain was so great
He
that he
couldn't
said,
do
I'd
it.
rather deal with the pain of the 4 inches cutting in my back to get rid of that than to continue to be in this type of pain. And I can't deliver what God want me to do. So
Mm.
you have to determine what your pain level is, what your tiredness and
Tolerance.
your uncomfortability is to move forward instead
Mhm.
of keep going back and then wonder why you're not growing.
Mm.
Then we move on to background check.
Okay.
But let me say this. One of the things that I say is our greatest fear should not be our failure, but of succeeding at things in life that really don't matter. I'm gonna say it again. Our greatest fear should not be of failure, but of succeeding at things in life that don't really matter. So you know what I'm saying? Like you want to put
Mm.
in you want to be successful in things that matter. You want to be a good father. Okay, I'm just saying if it's whatever you want, what you
Mhm.
project to be,
But it has to matter. Yeah, I get it.
but it needs to matter. A lot of times we put in work and effort that it simply just don't matter.
So let me
Like,
let me let me let me let me let me let me chime in with you because I had to. So sometimes I hear it right,
yep,
but then sometimes I have to say it so it to manifest with me.
okay,
And I love that statement. So you
mhm.
said sometimes we don't need to be worried about fearing of failure. We should be fearing succeeding in things that doesn't matter. Things
Now
that
your
are
greatest fear should not be a failure, but
it
of
should be a
succeeding at things in life that don't matter. So you shouldn't fear failure, but you should fear not succeeding at things in life that don't matter. That's
that's crazy. That's crazy. So you cause stuff that don't matter that doesn't produce any fruit, that doesn't get you anywhere.
you keep knocking at that
I'm the
door,
greatest of cleaning crap, or you know what I mean, or just
staying in this comfort zone and not growing and staying in this and that. Oh, I'm good at that. I got it on lock. I know how she gonna act. I'm in this relationship. I know how he gonna act. I'm in this relationship. I know how that job gonna be. I'm good at that. But you know what? You and I both know that that really don't matter. Your failure shouldn't be like I'm a fail. You know what I'm saying? In that area, it should be of succeeding in something that don't matter. And I think that
mm,
I promise you, when I just be thinking about stuff and it come to me, I write it down so it can make sense to me.
hmm.
So I'm gonna say it again because I want you to get it, and whoever it is to bless. But I'm saying that our greatest fear should not be a failure, okay? Should not be a failing, but of succeeding at things in life that don't matter.
That's crazy. Now my question to you is that deciphering is this thing matter or not?
Right.
That's almost like a transition or a recondition of your mind. You have to kind of really think
Change
about
your
what is.
mindset, change your life.
So I was there was a thing that there's an old guy that says all the time. He said opportunity happens to everybody, right? And my thing is always that's great, but sometimes the opportunity is it's hard to decipher this was an opportunity. And our mind has to be programmed to a point where, or I won't say programmed, but conditioned to be able to. It's like what we call it when you have, you can kind of feel the energy in the room, or we say it in church a lot. What do you have? I have, what is it called? You know, somebody, whatever it is, we've been able to decipher that this is a good opportunity.
Discernment.
Discernment.
Mm-hmm.
And so being able to discern, like, wait, this is an opportunity, or
Mm-hmm.
wait, this don't really matter, because a lot of stuff is based off of our maybe rituals or
Right.
uh, uh, traditions or things that we were
Where
taught,
we was brought up. Yep.
we were brought up, and we don't know that that's not something that we should be proud of succeeding in because it really is not bearing any fruit.
Exactly.
That's wild. Okay,
Right.
I got it.
And as you be in a situation, just to know, as some things when they're not working, that means that fruit is no longer there to bear. That
Mm,
season is over.
mm,
Even in every fruit, okay, whichever way you want to be, or whichever fruit that you like, they have a season for when they blossom the most.
mm,
That's in every type of relationship as well as a career.
mm.
When that season is over, you be holding on to it and you need to let it go.
It is
Which
rotting
brings
on you. It's
right,
rotting. Is getting
rotting
spoiled.
within you. And then it comes out. And that's why you are miserable and you are this. But you know what I'm saying? And I know some things is a lot easier to say because we get comfortable. But you need to get comfortable of getting uncomfortable. You need to get comfortable for feeling uncomfortable in order for you to reach the things that you know that you can or you imagine to be. If you truly want something to change, you can't keep doing the same thing.
Right.
It's nothing is going to change.
That's insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, right? Wow.
Right. So that's why I say goodbye to drama, toxic people, self-criticism. Say yes to more happiness and love in your life and time with good friends. We don't focus on that.
Mm,
That's why I say I like to be in the moment. I do believe that the past happened for the future to come about. But what about that moment where you at right now? When you cherish that and you be in that moment and you live in that, and that's why I don't like titles. Because everything have a meaning. Everything have a meaning. But that titleize can make my mind stay in that box. So I don't want that. I want to be able to be in that moment for whatever it is and what's going down then and then only. And however things transpire after that. However, I'm not stuck. I need the freedom, and we all do. We need the freedom to be able to be authentically us. So with that's backdoor double dipping and training your mind to see the good in everything. Positivity is a choice. Okay. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. So if you sitting there being mad and angry
mm-hmm.
all day long, from day
Irritating.
to day, that's you doing it to yourself because you are the
Mm.
quality. That's why I said change your mindset,
Change
change
your life.
your life. For example, let me go ahead and drop this because it's very dear to me. So y'all bear with me for a minute. So I've been going through a situation with my oldest son, and he was feeling some sort of kind of way. And anybody that knows if you're a mama, you know what I'm saying, if you don't talk to your kid, it just you feel like you just damn near can't breathe. So I feel like my restlessness, I'm a type of person I get restless when things is heavy on my heart. So my son has been heavy on my heart. He's been dealing with some health issues and but he haven't been wanting to share them the way I would like him to with me. And just things he just been dealing with. So I've been praying and getting before God to ask him to reach me, to reach out to me on his own, not pushing, not being coached. And then God presented the opportunity for him to do just that.
Mm.
But when he called me, he wasn't give me a minute, this is raw. But I'm gonna share it because it might help somebody else. But he wasn't um receptive to talk to me.
Mm.
As a mother, that's hard. But so I had to go somewhere else because the authority figure like you my child. I did blah blah blah. It doesn't matter what age you is. When y'all was born, hell, you didn't come out with no damn lessons. No, this is how you got to treat this child. Y'all didn't come with no instructions. We had to
Right.
figure it out on our own.
Right.
So, but He wasn't receptive. So immediately you raise up. That's why I said it doesn't matter what type of relationship it is. This is with any type of relationship. And I say my son wasn't receptive enough to receive things that I wanted to share right then and there. So I had to meet him where he was. And the first thing is that you don't even think about saying something crazy because you want to snap. You his mama like, boy, you ain't told me who you talking to. But I left the mama part out and I left the other part out. And I began to talk to him to meet him where he was at, the frustration, the anger, the feeling, and the pain that he had been going through.
Hmm.
And although he was way on 10 when he first started to talk to me, to hear his mama voice, I didn't go to 10. I stayed at 4. Okay. Now, when I first heard him talk, I did want to go to 10, but I went to 4. And I simply just stated and said to him, listen, I know what you're thinking and what you're feeling and all that, but have you ever gave it just one little thought that it might not be that? We be so wrapped up in what we think we know and how the person is, and you don't see it my way and you don't see it this way, that you don't give the opportunity that you simply may have read it wrong, understood it wrong, or clearly is just not clear. And if you can give it to that doubt, just give into it just a minute. Like maybe I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to do that. It's hard. Okay. And then especially when you want to own up, it's like, I'm grown now, mama. So you want to come with that. But when I met him where he at, I was able to bring him to where I was. And by doing that, I simply would say to anybody, a lot of times we get caught up to what we think we know and you don't know shit. So don't sit there and settle in that area. Always leave room for I simply might not know and give that person benefit of the doubt because that's when you mess up relationships. I ain't trying to lose my son over nothing
Hmm.
or his mindset or anything. I'm still his mama, whether he's 60 or 70. So
Hmm.
I need to be able to bring it each and every time.
Yep.
So I didn't need to flex my authority. He know I'm his mama. He know
Yeah.
he only get one.
Hmm.
What I needed to do was be able to hear him in a way to where I can reach him. And
Hmm.
a lot of times it's hard to do that. And that's even in friendships and people you love. People that matter to me, they know it. But at the same time, it ain't always easy even for me. Some things is hard to hear. I might not like some decisions you might be making, or I can see clear as day you finna go down that raw ass path. But I gotta let you go down that path. But I'm not gonna be the one on the sideline. I told you, like I told you, Ed, you ain't do this. I told you. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna be the one that's gonna pick you up on the other side and be like, we got this. We finna move and do what we gotta do. And it's okay. But now you better. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we gotta allow people to go through what they need to go through. Like I told my son, I'm your mama, I'm always be your mama. But son, you needed to go down the step in the path that you're going down to so I can be there on the other end. A lot of things I can't teach you. A lot of things I can't pressure and put into you, but I can always be there to support you and uplift you, bad, good, or indifferent. Moving on to our next stage of background checks. Listen, ladies and men, everybody that's like a gray area. You go to a job, they do a background check. Hell, I know they did it on me. They do a background check. I think that the job I just went through, I can tell you, I don't think ever have you. I've never been through where I had to do so much like I mean blood, everything. Just I'm
Yeah,
like,
they doing a
damn,
whole lot.
fingerprint, everything. I'm
They
like,
doing a
what the
whole lot. Are they giving you G14 classified
Exactly. I'm
clearance and
like,
shit? What are you
am
doing?
I
Going
gonna
through
be
the
able to
airport?
just step in the room and it's gonna light up and be like, yep, Kim's here? I mean, what the hell?
They usually do that for stuff like when you're going through like high security places and stuff like that. I know maybe because you're in the medical field, now with COVID, all these protocols are in place and they got to kind of
Man,
know,
I've
are
never
you.
been through all this. I'm not gonna lie, but they have really put me through a ringer, okay?
Mhm.
And I guess it brings me to the relationship. People say, Kim, do you do background checks on guys you date or guys or have you had people? And I'm just gonna put it out there and say that your girl is straight up resourceful, and I think that everybody don't have the intentions clear all the time to be 100.
Mm.
So I'm not against you doing a background check. I feel like you should be concerned if the person is against you doing a background check.
Right.
So if I decided I'm talking to somebody and they and I just feel like I want to check them out, and which is very easy to do, by the way.
You
And
know what?
then you resistant to that, then that's when I think the alert might go off.
That's kind of weird to do that because if you're in the, for me, unless you just, that you're right, that's a red flag. Because if somebody's giving you some sort of resistance to find out a little bit about them, then it's something they don't want to keep. They want to keep from you. Some stuff they don't want to do. So which means
Right,
their intentions with you aren't really real. It
right,
can't. It can't be right. Why would you? It's like I don't care if you know something about me because the first thing I want you to know is where I'm at in my life is I've been 100% real about what's going on. I mean, like me, you talk about we stay in front of our story or stay in front of our narrative. We control our own narrative, and so I understand that. And I guess to me, my question asking when you talk about background checks, how intense are we talking? Because it seemed like to me would be more like a servicey background check. We kind of get family and friends, especially social media. I look at it
hmm
from a standpoint, you kind of see what they're saying. A lot of times, people's posts, their consistency of what they post, and kind of give you an idea of how they think. Like if they're
yeah.
saying,
I think social media, the way you post, all you gotta do is sit back and they'll tell you everything. I have learned a lot.
yeah, people be having these weird conspiracy theories. And one of the things for me, and I'm gonna be a little petty, I'm petty, when it's people with
hmm
their writing and stuff. So when they're writing and they're not using punctuation,
Okay, he petty as hell. Ain't he, y'all? He petty.
I'm just saying that right there is a, like background stuff. Like you failed somebody failed you in elementary. Okay, they failed you. And so now that kind of makes it, but that doesn't mean you're not smart. It just kind of like But anyway, but you see stuff like that. I'm petty, but
Okay, yeah, that's petty. But I see things that tells me a story of who that person is.
right.
I can tell when a person is going through a breakup. I can tell when a person, it's so easy when they say just got engaged. I can tell when that relationship is over. I can tell if they going through something with that person. They don't trust that person. They ain't really happy with who they with, or if they lurking, they trying to be with that person. They married and they on the slide. They looking on the side, or they in a
Lying,
relationship and they
cheating.
looking on the side. It's all you got to do. Or if they just in a complete platonic funk, you can tell by the way they post. So, I say, look, I always say keep your life, your romantic life private.
Mm-hmm.
Keep how much money you make private and what your next move private. I don't
Yeah.
see nothing wrong with that. Background checking on a person that I have of a potential interest to be in my life and share my fluids with,
Mm-hmm.
I have a right to know about you.
The fluids.
Okay?
That is hilarious. See, ain't no
I have a right to know about you.
mm,
So it's either you're gonna give it to me voluntarily or I'm gonna get it involuntarily. But I would like for you to give it involuntarily. Hell, I would like to do an exchange, as you will, with both of us.
right,
We
right.
both can do that. And
And
I'm
now
not
I know
talking
you
about
same
deep
time,
down. I
man.
want to make sure he's not a murderer, a raper. He ain't got nothing on the papers that I can find out later that I'm gonna have to pull out my boys for. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
You said a
Ninja and
murderer or
murder
raper?
don't play. They don't play. And I don't even want to have to bring that to the table. So
No.
I'm just saying, so a lot of times when women, it's a lot of red flags, or men, it's a lot of red flags
Mm-hmm.
that can show you, that'll make you want to do a background check. But for the people that have asked me this question, my answer is if that's what you choose to do,
Mm-hmm.
I only become alarmed when that person, when you make them aware, which you should, that you're going to do such, and if they oppose to it. That's when I get alarmed. And then ask them why. Maybe then you won't even have to do that. They'll go ahead and just tell you.
Okay,
What
you're
you
right.
think, Ed? Do you think that the person should be told they're going to have a background check on them? And if
I
they
think
get mad, would you feel funny?
well, I I don't. My thing is, I would say no. I wouldn't get mad at this point. It doesn't really matter. Do a background check because I have nothing to hide. I'll tell you first in front anyway. So
Okay.
it seems kind of some people. Here's the dichotomy with that is on the meet and greet, and they like I'm doing a background check. It's kind of like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna talk to you after today, so you can, but um, so people may feel a little funny about that. Be with me at my age. I I don't care. Yeah, do it. Do what we might talk today, might whatever. Talk. You may not talk after the day. Do your background check today, tomorrow, whenever. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm gonna tell you what I want you to know, or you're gonna find out what you need to know, or whatever like that. I would rather. I personally would rather tell you what's going on with me, depending on how far we're going, like what
Right.
our
How deep you are. Exactly. I mean, yeah, I think exactly. I mean, I think there's different types of background checks. If you're doing blind date or you on dating sites and you meet a person, yeah, you probably want to be a little resourceful at the gate. But which brings us to when do you bring the person home?
Hmm.
after you dating them, how soon do you bring a person home? My thing is, there's an alarm that goes off in my head if you want to come to my house when I just met you. I
Mm.
don't give a damn about COVID, variant, Delta, none of them. There is some type of public place that we have to meet. You understand me? I need to be comfortable. And my house is not your comfort zone. That's mine. So I'm not going to just share that. So I say for me personally, I need to be 100% comfortable to bring somebody to my house.
That is a lot to, and sometimes I want to damn it put a time like a time window on it, but
Okay, what you think is your time window?
but that's what I was going to say. I want to put a time on it, but I don't know if that even makes a difference. You have to.
I
It's
don't
just basically
think
feeling
I think
comfortable.
it's to each his own. But some people
Yeah,
say you can come on right now. Here's my address. Boom, bang, bang. But I get it. But to a certain extent, I'm just saying like you do need to. And even if you talk to somebody, like you can know certain things.
right,
Like you feel a little bit okay. But it's entirely up to you. You
right.
know what I'm saying? But I feel like if the person is like, I still don't know where you live at.
I know you. We were talking before, like if somebody go into the like during
You
COVID.
sure ain't told me where you reside. You think you coming over? No.
So let me ask you a question. So if somebody asks you like the town in which you live in, because you know where we live in the Chicagoland
Oh
area,
yeah.
it's town like I live in this town, this and the other. I'm not necessarily giving you addresses and stuff like that, but I live in this particular town. I don't know if that's something wrong. I don't think something's wrong with that. But some people, I think for women, from what I've been hearing from people that are friends of mine, and people that there is a level of security you got to feel because some men some men may work for the certain levels of security intelligence where they may have information like a police officer or something. And some
Yep.
people, yes, some people may be in the in the law field, and they may have access to just information. They can just scroll a bunch of names until they can find the right person that fits your description, pictures or whatever. And so for some women, I can see even given a town could be a little tricky. Unless you live in the city of Chicago and your name is, you know,
Right.
Tammy Smith, then it's like, that's probably a
So
million.
it's to each his own, you think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's each his own.
Okay.
But I agree with you. I think that you should feel comfortable. It's got to feel comfortable. For me, I don't. It's different for me as a man because I'm not. Um, I don't have those. Obviously, don't have those type of fears. But
Right.
and I don't have nothing to
Yeah,
hide.
so I think it's different genders, but guys, I know guys feel the same way. They're not letting no female know where they live.
They
Simple as
don't
that.
because they be having shit going on. That's the
Right.
background. They have
I
shit they
mean,
don't
but
want.
but I'm gonna go ahead and toot their horns. It's some that really ain't on nothing. They just, what I'm saying. They just as cautious as a woman is, and I respect it. You gotta respect it.
Hmm.
But in rapture, guys, make your decisions and base them off. Your instinct is really good. It's
Hmm.
important. You know what I'm saying? And make decisions that really works for you. And sometimes we are gonna make mistakes, but I think just get just stop being behind fear and have a lot more faith. So one of the things that I want to leave, and I don't know if you can or you would like to, Edward, but I say success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
Mm, I love that.
That's my Kimmy Jim for today.
I like it. I'm taking it. I'm learning today. I learned a few things. I'm taking some of those notes and I'm rocking with them. They're very
I'm
applicable.
learning too.
One of the things, guys, like, subscribe, and share our content. As you see, we do an array of topics. We come in
Hmm.
different ways and approaches. We are very versatile, which we, as she said
Yes.
earlier, toot our own horns, pat our own selves on the back, which what makes our dynamic wonderful because we can go from
Hmm.
the White House to the drug house. You know what I'm saying? I go into the drug house, but I'm saying we can go
You can
every
go to
area.
the drug house.
You know, you dig. Watch our episode. Listen, so like, and we got a live
Oh,
show coming up next week.
we got live show Wednesday, y'all. Please be there. Be in the building. We gonna be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you will see us.
And
And
you
of
too.
course, YouTube. You
Right,
gonna see us on all the social media sites that where you see Mitchell and Mitchell sip and spill. It's
right.
Wednesday at 7 o'clock. All topics are on. All
All topics,
topics are
all
on.
topics are on.
We will filter you as we see, please.
Right.
But bring it because it's already been brought. Be
Right.
there.
So, and then also let us know before we go. Let us know what characters you'd like to see more of. We're gonna show you a
Yeah.
list of characters. We're probably gonna do some impromptu characters on Wednesday. Just to see what you like. We're gonna probably bring some different things. See what you like. See what resonates with you. We have some that we like. We also have some that resonate with other people. So anyway, like, subscribe, and share. It's been real and it's been fun, and it has been real fun as always, Miss Kimmy Kim. I really
It's
appreciate
always
you.
Edward,
I
my
appreciate you,
boy.
my
Peace,
girl.
y'all.
Holla back.